You made me, I got off in the weeds, didn't I? But what was the question?
I wanted to know, is that the same as 9/11 calls?
Oh, okay. 9/11 is what it first opened up at the 911 center, is what they had the best intentions of opening up on Spur 248, with Tyler Police Department dispatch and the whole county being one happy family under one roof. Never came true. They got their own, we got our own, EMS has their own dispatch. So we have all the agencies that I showed you on the PowerPoint, which is all but Tyler PD, DPS, and Lindale PD. We've got everybody else that we dispatch for. That's not just the 911 calls that come in, even though they call it the 911 center. We call it the Emergency Operations Center, what we call it. Every call for law enforcement service in the unincorporated part of Smith County, in White House, Troop, Arp, Overton, Winona, and I guess that's it, comes through that location, whether it be an emergency call, a cow out on the side of the road, or whatever. It takes the same time to deal with each one of those calls, and we have to prioritize. You may be calling about something, and hopefully you're able to get out of your mouth it's an emergency before they put you on hold. Otherwise, you'll be listening to crickets on the other end of the phone, which isn't good. So I hope that answered the question.
What needs to occur to allow the 10-year veteran officers to come into the department with a classification that is equal to his experience?
I believe we've already, since I brought that to the front, I'm optimistic. I've got a meeting with Commissioner Ward next week. I'll probably be getting with Commissioner Phillips, and I've already talked to Commissioner Nix. And I've got a meeting with Judge Baker either next Wednesday or Thursday. I haven't got a date and time yet, but I'm optimistic that we can reach some kind of decision to move the sheriff's office along and try to get caught up with where it needs to be and not get left behind, and where we can be the law enforcement entity where everybody around here looks at us as that's the way I want to do my business, that's the way I want to conduct my business, instead of us following in the footsteps of some of these other organizations.
Is it possible or practical to dual qualify patrol and jail personnel to increase short-term need coverage? And there's a second part. Well, I'll let you answer that part first.
Many of ours are already cross-trained because a lot of them come from the jail to patrol. But I can tell you, we've got the same problems on patrol. They got to have their time off too. And really, I've got four separate budgets. I've got environmental budget, I've got a law enforcement budget, I've got a jail budget, I've got a communications budget. You're talking about pay coming from two different places to do that, even though it is the sheriff's office. But we don't have the personnel to take from patrol right now to do that either. We've got 48 men and women on the street, not at one time. On 4 shifts, we have 12 on a shift. And if one of them is off hurt, one of them's off sick, vacation, court, or whatever that takes from that, we try to have, we're staffed to have 12 on patrol at any one shift. But generally, we're somewhere between 8 and 10 because of all those other reasons I mentioned. And I can tell you, I don't want to go back to the days like it was when I came in here, where you got 4 people covering 960 square miles. It's not safe for them, it's not safe for you, the citizen of this county.
Can observation cells within a pod be used in lieu of the infirmary to reduce staff demand?
No, the infirmary is what it is. The infirmary is where you go just short of having to go to the emergency room. But what the infirmary is going to do, we've never had one. What it's going to do is going to keep us from having to send those inmates out to the emergency room. The only thing we'll have to send somebody to the emergency room for, they slip in the shower and crack their head open, they have a compound fracture, they have a stroke or heart attack. Should be about the only thing that we have to send them there for. We can bring a doctor into the infirmary and his staff with nurses, with LVNs. We have one RN that oversees the whole staff of LVNs. So I'm thinking, I believe, we're going to be able to save a substantial amount of money in bringing the care for them, leaving it at the jail rather than going to the doctor or the emergency room. And also, we have a dentist that comes in, we don't do crowns, we don't even do fillings. If they want their tooth pulled, we'll do extractions and extractions only, so,
Tooth fairy come?
yeah.
Last question. Is your presentation online?
It's not online yet, but I am going to give it to you. It is online? I guess Bob put it online. But I probably would like to replace that one's online for a kindler and gentler presentation. Maybe this one to replace it. You already got one online?
No, this one's being broadcast and I'm
Okay.
uploading it
This
to
one is a
YouTube.
little bit different. I got about 8 or 10 extra slides on this one that I didn't want to give the commissioners all the fluff. They don't want to hear that. They know what's going on. They don't want to hear what we've done for the county. I mean, they do. I'm not trying to make them sound bad. I'm going to talk myself into trouble here. But, mine was just the nuts and bolts of what our concerns are, what our issues are, and what I see, many ideas that some of which they can take. I hope it take more than fewer to move us along where we need to be.
Okay.
Is that all, sir?
That's it, Ernie.
You don't have any problems, buddy. Thank you, Sheriff Smith, for that excellent presentation. For most of you, real quick,